Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro. Let's take a look at the forecast for the moon transiting Capricorn on Monday, November 24th. Highlights multiple exemplary character building qualities like commitment, discipline, patience, loyalty, faith, and stoicism, which come before any change you experience, no matter how sudden the change appears to anyone viewing it externally. As the moon approaching Pluto in Aquarius participates in a castle aspect pattern with Venus conjunct Mercury retrograde in Scorpio and the Sun in Sagittarius, Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, Uranus retrograde in Taurus, and Saturn conjunct Neptune, both retrograde in Pisces, as well as a T-square aspect pattern with Jupiter in Cancer and Chiron retrograde in Aries. To love or not to love, or to go all in with a partner or a team, or go it alone, are the burning questions taking on a deeper significance under the somber tone of a Capricorn moon transit. And your answer will determine your future success and happiness now, as Chiron in Aries is trine to Mars in Sagittarius and quincunx to Venus, Mercury, and the Sun, and that trio of fast-moving personal planets oppose Uranus in Taurus. There are no guarantees of happily ever after in any area where you seek growth and success, and the potential for loss is a shadow that haunts even the best relationships or opportunities. But the planets in their multiple supportive aspect patterns at this time are likely to bring you ease, flow, and support if you open your heart and mind and accept the adventures and experiences love and teamwork offer. What do you really have to lose? Loneliness, fear, pain, and stagnation will become history when you move ahead in simple love, trust, and faith. My first feeling when I looked at the overall patterns today are some of the qualities that dogs have. That patient and enduring love and devotion and loyalty. In other words, be more like a dog today. Keep it simple and keep it pure and tune into your heart and choose love. Basically, that's what we have going on with this Cinderella aspect, with Chiron supporting Venus and Chiron in that quincunx together form what's called a Cinderella aspect that can bring a change in your love life, a change in your financial life. Of course, planets still require us to do the work or to accept their energy and utilize it and put that out there into the world. Sometimes planets show up as people in our lives if we're not consciously directing the energy of a planetary transit in our own chart toward things that we wish to accomplish or achieve, and then we attract people to us that show up as that planet, and you are likely to get some of those instances now due to the multiple retrogrades. It could be that people, situations, circumstances that come into your life now could be revealing things in you that you are choosing to ignore or you are choosing not to use. And perhaps either you will be disturbed by their energy and those qualities, or you will admire those qualities and say, well, I want to be like them. I want to have that kind of a life. I want to be that kind of a person. And you will emulate them. You will look up to them and emulate them. And it really could be one or the other. We do have a castle overall pattern here with Saturn and Neptune, where we have the planet of idealism and the planet of realism, materialism, spirituality, idealism, materialism, reality, interacting in the overall patterns that are hidden within that castle. We also have a kite that is being topped off by the moon and Pluto at the peak of this grand trine, and we have another kite that is being topped off by Uranus at the peak with the grand trine, with the tail of the kite, with Venus, Mercury, and the Sun. The tail of this kite is Jupiter. So we have the benevolent planets of Venus and Jupiter at the foundations of the castle, and yet we have retrograde energy there that is saying, hey, pay attention to making these planets show up in your life as something better. And how would you get to that something better? Well, it is going to take some willpower and determination on your part to get out of your own stuckness, your own fear, your own stories that you carry from the past, your judgment of others, or comparing, your blaming, any of that stuff that can come up, your fears, especially if they're based on any past losses, particularly in painful family relationships that you possibly grew up seeing and experiencing and still have them reverberating to this day because of Jupiter in Cancer. Cancer rules the fourth house of home and family. You have the ability to choose how you feel about, well, your past, your present, and your future. That's where your power lies. It's always in your ability to choose. And you'll feel more of that awareness tomorrow because the moon will move into Aquarius tomorrow. And today it's simply approaching, getting closer. You'll begin to feel it. And there could be a major shifting of fortune and emotional tides, I would say, tomorrow. Today is most likely going to be a day where you become more aware of actions that you would like to take, or maybe you feel that tingle of anticipation that things are right there on the edge of change and that they are going to be getting better, that things are going to work out in your favor. I do think some of that comes from this trine aspect, Mars in Sagittarius, Chiron in Aries. Even though Chiron's here in a kind of crabby, bit of a difficult and challenging T-square that could be pressing some of your old pain buttons and some of your fear, we also have Mars in Sagittarius that is saying, hey, that was then, this is now. Let's move forward. Let's see what else is out there. This could be different. Hey, this could even be fun. Hopeful. There's a lot of optimism when a planet moves through Sagittarius. It picks up on that optimistic energy, that higher level of thinking and believing. Even if some of it's a little bit pie in the sky, sometimes you need a little bit of that pie in the sky. And then we do have that support to Venus and Scorpio. Although it can lean a bit into the all or nothing energy, but maybe that is something you have to decide right now. If you are waffling around on things, are indecisive, we definitely have enough fixed energy, and Mercury and Venus, even though Mercury is retrograde and Uranus is retrograde, those planets are fixed. You can see that mutable energy is fairly strong with the Sun, Mars, and the lunar nodes, Saturn and Neptune. So we must remain open-minded, adaptable, and flexible, but also some of the follow-through, persistence, perseverance, stubbornness, determination to make things happen. But you're going to have to gather up your data, take a look at all your different options, and then decide, well, whatever it is that you have to do or whatever you have to choose. And there may be a turning point very soon. I feel like it would be tomorrow. Most significantly, this is the lead up, but we are just past a new moon. The crescent has reappeared in the sky, and we are lining up for the moon entering Aquarius, joining Pluto, and that will activate that T-square as well as this mystic rectangle and the bigger castle. And Uranus will probably be pinged a little bit more tomorrow than it is today, because Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius. We still have the moon in Capricorn today, and Saturn might hold some more sway over things. And Saturn is so closely joined with Neptune, and they are both in dreamy Pisces. This is where the faith and the blind faith and that loyalty comes from. The loyalty and the trust comes from Scorpio and Taurus energy coming into play, interacting strongly with Saturn and Neptune, both from Venus and Mercury to Saturn and Neptune, and Uranus to Saturn and Neptune, and Jupiter, Saturn and Neptune. So I would say Saturn and Neptune is kind of the driving force today, and tomorrow you may find that Uranus is more of what's pushing things forward. So keep the faith today. Look for your higher vision, your principles, what's most important to you. Open up your heart. Choose love, to accept love, or to be love, be loving. That would be important for now and the next couple of weeks, because we will have Venus and Chiron interacting for close to 2 weeks. You'll be picking up some of that energy as we move ahead. All right, I think that's it for today. And as always, stay safe, enjoy your day. I'll be back again tomorrow.